What's going on? Kevin Holt here, Ball Her Hoops. Back at you again with another episode. We're going to go through our fantasy basketball Final Four, and then also we're going to talk about the Fire 25. Start with the fantasy basketball Final Four. We got 2 games left. You guys voted, and these are the teams that were left, along with some of the media votes and some of the people that we had on show our just Let's Talk Hoops on Wednesdays. First matchup, number 8 Cannon versus number 4 Western Rand. That would be a great matchup. 2 teams played in fall ball, but everybody wasn't there for both teams, so I think that would be a great matchup. The guards would be dynamic, and then I wonder how West Rand's size would matter when it comes to playing against Cannon. You know, they're not really the biggest team, but a lot of athletes on that team. Then you would have number 3 Charlotte Catholic versus number 2 Lake Norman. 2 teams played each other in the state semifinals last year. No Kirsten for Lake Norman this year. Blanca and Grayson are in their senior years. I'm sure they would love to see that matchup actually happening this year, regional finals. It'll be a good game. So those are the 2 matchups that we would have if you were looking at the fantasy bracket. We're going to put those polls out probably tomorrow just to try to get it out there and get it done with playoff time for private schools. So going to try to get that out tomorrow as well. Might come out tomorrow morning, maybe tomorrow afternoon. But let's go ahead and get to the Fire 25. As you know, we changed from Fire 15 to Fire 25. So at number 25, we have Albemarle. Albemarle, even though they lost a game to a tough North Rand team, still a really good 1A school. I think they're going to make some noise in the playoffs, and they just won another conference championship. Number 24, we got 101 Academy. I think they suffered a tough loss to 3SA Shining Stars Academy. Not a bad loss at all. They got a good win over Quality Education and TPLS. Jody King had her 500th rebound, so that's major for the team, and congrats to her. Number 23, new to the Fire 25, Richmond. Richmond has some really good wins. They beat some good public schools. They only have 4 losses, and those 4 losses are like Grace Christian, Panther Creek, and there's some other really good teams. So Richmond, welcome to that Fire 25. I think they're going to be a team to watch for. I want to say they're a 4A school as well. If not 4A, they're 3A. But I'll check my records and make sure. But I think they're going to make some noise. I think they have Jemiah Juicy Lindsay. She's a guard that's, if I'm not mistaken, that's the right team. But she's a dynamic guard. She can put the ball in the hole for real. 22, Marvin Ridge. Tough loss to Porter Ridge last week. Both teams have split the season series, but Marvin Ridge came back and got a good win over South Mac. 21, also new to the Fire 25, North Rand. North Rand doesn't have many losses. Bailey Gillette, Brittany Ellis, Bloom Gillette, they've really done a great job this year. And I think they're another team that you have to watch for in that 1A division. They're going to be a team where they may make some noise and get to that final, at least the Elite 8, I see. We never know. 20, East Rutherford. East Rutherford is another good team, 2A team that could make some noise deep in the playoffs. As I said before, I think the 2A West division is really loaded, and I think there's no clear favorite. I think they could make some type of impact in that one. At 19, we got Ardrey Kell. Ardrey Kell, another tough loss to Myers Park. A little bit closer than the first game. So, and then they came back and blew out South Mac. I think Ardrey Kell is going to be a really good team in the years to come. I know Molly Burns is her senior year, but Autumn Washington and the rest of that crew will still be around. And I think they can make some noise in the future. I mean, a lot of those 4A teams are losing some big-time players this year, so we'll see. At 18, Northwest Cabarrus, got a chance to go see them for a little bit when they played J.M. Robinson. They blew them out. I think Northwest Cabarrus is finding their stride at the right time. Riel Walton, I think it's Alana Moore or Elena, one of those two. She was lights out versus J.M. Robinson, and they're dominating the conference. They got a big game this Friday They'll be playing against West Rowan, and that'll be pretty much for either a share of the conference championship or they'll be in second place, if I'm not mistaken. That's how that would work. If West Rowan wins, they will be the conference champions. 17 Porter Ridge, big win over Marvin Ridge, as I said. I think they're a solid team. Their losses aren't bad losses. At 16, Providence Day. Providence Day is a team that's going to be very dangerous. They just got the 2 seed in the playoffs. Looking ahead, they'll probably have a tough matchup with Raven Gap, but the good thing is they don't have to go to Raven Gap. Raven Gap has to come to them. And they've already beaten Raven Gap on a neutral court. But, regular season and playoffs are 2 different times. You already got a chance to watch the team. You kind of figure out what they're going to do. It helps out a lot. So, shout out Jada McClure. 1,000 points is 1,000 points. I think she's a solid player. If you've watched her play this year, she's been dynamic, all observer type player. 15 East Lincoln. A lot of people have East Lincoln a lot higher on their polls. I think they got to beat more teams. I know they have the talent with Monatory, I think that's the name, and Kiki Anderson. They're both really good guards, but I think they got to beat teams that matter. Especially in that 3A division. There's a lot of really good teams in 3A division that they haven't played. So I think that matters at the end of the day, which is why I have them at 15. 14, Hickory Ridge. No bad losses. Hickory Ridge is playing Lake Norman really tough, but they got to get over that hump. And I think they'll have another chance, barring any upsets. They'll both play each other in the conference championship. At 13, North Meck. North Meck's been solid. Only losses to Mallet Creek lately. But they still got to get over that hump. I think Lanice Joseph's good, and they've all been really solid. So we'll see how that goes for the rest of that season. 12, Concord Academy. Just finished conference championships. They're heading into the playoffs. I want to say they got a number 4 seed, which is tough for them because Grace Christian got the 1 seed. So that means you see Grace Christian in the semifinals, which isn't ideal, but hey, see what coach can pull up. At 11, we have Watauga. Watauga's suffered a tough loss to Alexander Central, who's at 10. Alexander Central has figured it out. I think they'll play each other again. If they have a conference tournament, they'll play each other again. I mean, Hybrid is still good, too, so you never know how it works, but I think it'll be a good game. At number 9, East Burke. I moved them down a little bit. I went back and checked over their schedule. Undefeated, but strength of schedule is really bad. Some good players on that team, but you got to beat somebody. I think it matters to me for teams to have to just play talented teams to be able to be ranked higher than them. At 8, Mallet Creek, one of the hottest teams out right now. I think even them, I really feel like they could be higher on this list, but I have them at 8. I think they're really good. I think they're going to win the conference tournament, and they're going to have a pretty good seeding when it comes to state playoffs. It's going to be hard because, with them, Myers Park, Catholic, Lake Norman, Independence, somebody's going to see each other a little earlier than they should. So we'll see how that works. 7, I have Independence. Only loss really coming to Catholic lately, so not bad losses. They've been like 2 or 3 points. So I got them there. 6, I have Cannon. Just won another conference championship, 38-0 in the last 4 years in their conference, 4 straight. They got the number 1 seed in the playoffs, so see how that goes. Remember, private school playoffs start this week, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And then at 5, I have Myers Park. Still only 1 loss, tough loss to AC Reynolds, but they're still a solid team. 4, I have AC Reynolds. I think they finish off the rest of the season in good standing. And then 3, West Rowan. West Rowan still 1 loss. Both West Rowan and AC Reynolds only loss come to Lake Norman. So not bad at all. Number 2 is Charlotte Catholic. Charlotte Catholic has been dominant as usual. I think they really are going to be fighting for their state championship. I think they have to, their mindset has to be state championship or bust, because it's the 2 seniors like Grayson and Blanca there last year. I know they want to go out on top. And then at 1, we have Lake Norman. Lake Norman securing another conference championship. They're defending 4A regional champs, went to the state championship, didn't lose by a lot. But they'll look for one more test. I think Hickory Ridge is going to give them good matchup. I think it's going to be good for both teams going into that playoffs. And both games have been by single digits. So I don't know where that conference tournament is going to be at, but I think that's going to matter as well, because if it's neutral, you never know. If it's at Lake Norman, Hickory Ridge showed that they can play there now. And if they're hitting shots, you never know. Any dog has his day. So I appreciate everyone. Look out for our NCISA A playoff brackets. I know most of the 1A, 3A, 4A teams. 2A may not be as much. I may just pick winners from that, but I'll break down the rest of the brackets. But I appreciate everyone that tunes in. Bar Hoops, we're out.